Welcome, everybody. Hope you're having an incredible new moon energy day. Sonia here. Let me know if you're jumping on. It looks like the live video is yes. Now we are live. How are you feeling today? New moon energy in Libra. I hope you're here joining me right now. If you are, please leave me a comment. Let me know, some hearts. Listen, I want to talk about the new moon in Libra, and oh, it is all about relationships. Holy moly. I hope you guys are having a great week. I wanted to come in here and give you some tips that you can do today to really set some intentions moving forward. And as much as we talk about intentions are great, but you need to actually qualify it with some action behind it. So, today's new moon, the great thing about new moons, see, I love the moon cycle because we go through this whole moon cycle every 28 days, right? So right now we're in the new moon energy in Libra, and we're also in a Mercury retrograde, which is kind of crazy because it's all this and as we know. So let me know if you're here. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're doing for your new moon ritual. Libra is always about harmony, balance, and peace. And I don't know about you. Let me know. I'm all about peace. And especially right now, with the way things have been for many of us, in this world today, I think we're all looking for a little bit of peace. But I'm sure many of us have had a lot of stressors in the last I can't even say few months. I have to say like a couple of years now. We're going to be like 2 years in, I guess. And not that we want to talk about that today. Today we really want to talk about what this new moon is about. And it's in Libra and it's all about relationships. And it's not just your relationships, it's also your relationship with yourself as well. It's really important to kind of check in because of everything that's been going on. There have been probably challenges in your relationships with some people. I know for me there have been challenges in relationships and friendships and partnerships, and not that anything's bad about that, you guys. It's for us to be aware, taking the time to kind of reevaluate. So, what I always like to do is just kind of like sit back and look at what's been happening for the last few weeks, but the last few months, and really look at some of the relationships or conversations you've had, and have you been communicating in a way that is in balance so that you're still in your power, but also respecting other people's boundaries? And same for people dealing with you. And I think it's really important these days, especially, to really take a big step back and just give people space to be able to have their experience as well without any judgment. Or, it's really now a time to be kind in the world and be kind to others, because we all have moments through challenging times where we may not act in the right way. Okay, let's just face facts. We all do it. There's some times when that external stress that we're feeling, and remember, you guys, stress really, it doesn't exist unless you allow it to exist. Stress is something we create internally. And that's why it's so important, not only in your outward relationships with others, but your relationship with yourself, to really go inward and see how you're communicating with people. Because I know in this time, it's so much about communication right now, because there's so much information out there and everybody has an opinion and everybody thinks a certain way. And so there's a lot of tension going with that. And it's not to say that anybody's right or wrong. There is so much information out there and misinformation as well. So I think that's where we have to take a step back. But really, what I wanted to do is give you some tips today. Like, what relationships do you need to mend right now? Because I'm sure in the last couple of years, with this craziness in the world, there has been probably some issues in some of your relationships. Are there some that you need to mend? And remember, all our relationships are really sometimes reflecting something that's within ourselves. And not always, you guys. I don't always say that this happens to you because it's something in you, because I don't believe it's always. Sometimes you're the teacher, sometimes they're the teacher. So and again, it's about really kind of taking a step back and looking at, am I the teacher in this situation, or am I receiving a lesson in this situation? And I think it's really important. It's that self-awareness. And so much right now, because we step out, some of us are staying in, hermit like, we're staying internally, right? We're staying in our space, in our little bubble, in our little cube. And some of your relationships may have fallen away by the wayside. I know there's lots of people I haven't seen for a couple of years, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's there's anything wrong with that. There's a lot of things that are kind of happening in the world that are making it harder for people to come together. And it's really where your mindset is, your comfort zone, and how you feel. The other thing I would say is, what is the power within your relationships? Are you in your power and standing in your truth of who you are and what you believe and how you want to be in the world, while allowing the other person to do the same? So really, you have to really sit back. And like I said, new moons, I love this because this is about setting intention. So if there's something or someone, maybe there was some sort of tension that you had with them, and you don't have to pick up the phone and call them. You don't have to do any of that. What you can do is just send that out, energy out into the universe. You can send that to them. Like, you can just say, you know what, I forgive you for what you did, or I hope you forgive me, or you're apologizing. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're sending that out. And you can feel free. You can also actually pick up the phone and say, hey, listen, that conversation we had yesterday, it didn't quite sit right, and I don't feel right, and I just kind of want to bring that to the table, right? And really have that conversation. That's about really having good, solid relationships where you can actually pick up the phone, or you can be in person with somebody and you can say to them, hey, listen, this is what was happening for me, what was happening for you. Can we find some common ground? And that's the boundaries part, right? Finding that common ground, because we all have our own internal stuff going on. And a lot of that, past trauma, and I'm talking this lifetime, but also past lifetimes, because I don't know about you, but there are things coming up for me, past trauma, that are not even from this lifetime. I know they're being triggered from past lifetime. And whether you believe in that stuff or not, it's okay, you guys. But I think for most of you that maybe know me, you understand that. We've had multiple lives here, and sometimes we just bring that forward in this lifetime. And those are releases that we need to let go of. So using the new moon, I gotta say, for me, I love the new moon as much as I love the full moon, because I love to release and let go. I don't know about you, but there's those days, and that's usually a day of purging. But right now, it's about setting intentions as, what do I want going forward in 6 months? And I know some of the conversations I've been having lately, it's like, how can we plan 6 months ahead, right? But you do have to have some form of structure moving forward if you have specific goals you want to meet. Regardless of what's going on in the world, don't let that stop you, because there will always be things that are going to come in the way that we have to kind of walk around, go the other direction. Okay, that's not going to work. It's all this stuff going on with, some people can go here and you can't go there, depending on your situation, right? So really just focus in on setting those intentions. So first, get clear, what are the relationships that I want to take forward? And for me, I'm really evaluating that, right? And it's not just about what somebody brings to my life, it's what I can bring to their life, right? People come and go in our lives. We have seasons and reasons and all sorts of stuff like that. So this time, what I want you to do is really, and I really want you to look at this one, because we are in Mercury retrograde. So I don't know about you, but there's things that I'm revisiting, and there's things that I'm looking at, like what, even from like even my personal relationships or in my business. Like, what is staying, what is going? Some things I can do, some things I can't. I'm being restricted in a certain way. So I'm really evaluating everything, and we're all doing that right now because of that Mercury retrograde. So as much as there's things we can't do, there are a lot of things we can do. And so now would be the time to set those intentions. And what do you want for, say, the next couple of weeks when it comes to regards of your relationships? Especially, we're coming into a Thanksgiving weekend for us here in Canada. So we will be communicating with people. We will be gathering and coming together, if that's what you choose to do. Some people will not, because of the situation in the world. But what are you going to do to have good communication this weekend? And the other thing is to really think about, when you're speaking to somebody, actually have an awareness of it. Like, how we have conversations, we're just kind of having that conversation, and we're back and forth, and there's this dialogue going on. What I want you to do is really step back and kind of step outside of it and just be aware of the dialogue and notice the other person's reactions, because we don't always just talk, you know, with our mouth, right? Like, look at me, I'm expressive, like my hands are always going, I don't know, maybe there's some Italian in me somewhere. I think it's Italians that do that. Is that it not correct? Anyways, yeah, so I do speak with my hands a lot. I am very like animated. Maybe you're not, maybe you're very reserved and you keep, you know, but really be aware of other people and how they're communicating, because communication is so much more than just the words we speak. It's the actions, it's the energy that we give off of when we're saying specific words too. So really pay attention to that. So I'm going to challenge you for the next few days to really be aware of that as we go into this long weekend and we're spending time with friends and family, and just be aware and notice and see how it makes you feel. You know, it's one of those things that I don't know about you, but there are days when uh, even when I'm setting a intention and a goal, I'm thinking to myself, am I ever going to be able to reach that? Like, can we even go out and be in public, or can we even talk to people anymore? Especially after the other day when all of a sudden social media was gone. Like, that was entertaining. I got so much, I don't know about you, but I got so much work done. I got some blogs written. I had, you know, some website stuff I was doing. I actually put my calendar for next year in place for my business, like different events that I'm going to have, as well as my regular schedule for my fitness. So I got a lot done. I don't know about you, but the one thing I did realize, oh, and I did do a bunch of texting too to people because nobody picks up the phone anymore. Does anybody pick up the phone anymore? I love to talk on the phone. Although I've been doing a lot of Zooms lately, so I don't know about you, but that's what I've been doing. So you just really want to take the time to do some sort of ritual today. So maybe just get a piece of paper and a pen, make a list of some of the things you'd like to accomplish, make a list of some people maybe that currently right now you're looking at the relationship, and maybe there's some mending that needs to be done, and maybe there's some conversations that need to be had, and maybe nothing at all. Maybe it's just, you know, it's the status quo and that's good and I'm good with that. Or maybe there are some people that you do have to let go of that are not, you know, and it's not that there's anything wrong with them. So let me just say that it's not because there's something wrong with somebody. It just means that they're not part of the next part of your journey, and that's okay, right? Because you're not part of their next part of their journey. So, you know, that's how relationships kind of come and go. It's like ebb and flow, right? So set those intentions, have those conversations, communicate, and be aware of your communication. It's so important now, especially these days, because people are triggers. There are triggers going on constantly for people. And so if we can be mindful and just be really aware of that, we can make the difference for others that are maybe struggling. Because there are people that are struggling through this whole time, and there's so much more of it to go on. So really it's about going internally, coming back to self, knowing, you know, what is your truth, because see, your truth and my truth are probably completely different, or some of us may be exactly the same. And I think now going forward, I think what you're going to see, because it's been so much time now, we're going, you know, almost 2 years of this, and there's just been so much, you know, division and people going in different directions. That's okay. Look for the, you know, look for the goodness in that, because it's for your greater good and their greater good. And you know, the way the planet is going, I mean, we know it's like a whole, the world is changing, and how we manage ourselves through this change. Transformation is not easy, you guys. You know, that's what I do for a living. I love transformation because I love the outcome, but I also understand the journey through that for people. You know, even in my fitness, it's a tough road for some people. And so there's all this up and down and challenges going through it. The beautiful part is just like that, you know, the caterpillar going through that phase and into butterfly, right? The transformation, the outcome is beautiful, but there's so much work that goes in that. And this planet right now is going through so much transformation, not just in the physical sense of the planet, but also in the consciousness. Like everything's connected. connected, and universally we are leveling up. Our vibration is rising. That's why there's, like rumbling, people are kind of like this, right? It's this balance we're trying to find, right? And how perfect to be in the new moon in Libra. And what is it about Libra? It's about balance, right? But it's that internal and external balance that we must focus in on right now. So I highly recommend you use this new moon and really fix up some of your relationships right now. It's really important. And the ones that maybe are not ready to be fixed, they can be put aside. It's okay. Not everything has to be fixed through this new moon, but if there's something that you feel like your heart's being pulled, and again, you guys stop thinking with your head and start feeling into your heart, because everything that we know that is right for us and our greater good, our personal own roadmap, is all internally within the heart. It doesn't come from the head. The head actually likes to tear apart the heart, all the heart's feelings, and try to, be in the ego and thinking, oh, this is how I should be doing it. We're all going through transformation right now. The planet, Mother Earth, we are, all our friends and family are going through it. Some people go this way, some people go this way, some people go this way. We all have our own path to travel, but take this time in the new moon, enjoy it. Maybe light a candle, maybe have some crystals, maybe, I don't know, beautiful music, whatever works for you, and really just take the time to do that. And it doesn't have to be long and drawn out. It could be just like 5-10 minutes of really just sitting down, setting some intentions, putting some action steps behind that so that you can see the end result. And really just be true to who you are. Really go back to self, go internal. If you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to be around people, that's okay too. Maybe you don't want to communicate, that's okay too. But there's going to be this push-pull of that going on right now. And I know for me, even it was like, it's like, do I want to go or don't I want to go? There's this, do I want to really communicate? Oh, so you've got to find that in yourself. And it's okay to go within and stay within and just be self-aware that maybe you need some time and some self-care before you're ready to go out and really focus in on your relationships. But use this new moon energy, find some balance in your life, and um, you know, like I say, we all have habits, and one of my habits is new moons and full moons. I love them. I will love them even more when we can dance in a big group again, because I know we can't do that right now, and I really miss that. So we'll see how that goes, right? So maybe we'll do some full moon circles before the end of the year. That would be lovely. Maybe some new moons too. Anyways, you guys. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna give you. Is anybody here? No, that's okay. If you're here, you're watching the replay, let me know if you're here and share with me what you do for your new moon. Hey, you guys, I have this beautiful deck, The Secret Language of Light, Transmissions from the Soul. Who doesn't love that? So this, I'm going to just do a collective card and give this to you today because why not, right? This is just for you, just for us. And if you have cards, yeah, that's always a good thing too. Even with new moons and full moons, I love to use the cards too, because sometimes I'll do a spread, for what's currently going on, what I'm looking forward to, what's coming, and it gives me some kind of clarity. You can use the cards, they're fun. I've been doing cards for a long time. I love them. And okay, there it is. That's the one I want. Oh, well, isn't that appropriate? Okay, so look at this. This is gorgeous. I hope you can see it. Soul Journey. Look at that. The camera doesn't do these justice, you guys. They really don't, because these cards are so colorful. And so if you're looking for a deck, I think I got these at Whitby's in White Rock, but it's not Whitby's anymore. It's called something else, People something. You could probably get them there. I don't know. I haven't been I think I've been in there once now that it's been a new owner, but Soul Journey, like that's exactly what we're all going through right now. Mother Earth is going through her journey, but we also, as souls that are chosen to be here, are on a journey. And yes, There are days that I wonder, did I really choose to be here at this time for this big transformation and all that? But yeah, you guys, you did. You signed up for it. Whether you realize it or not, you signed up for it, whether you remember it or not. So here, I'm going to just share with you because I love, they always give you a great book with some great writing. This is Denise Jarvie. She writes really well in these. I love these. Here we go. A new chapter is beginning right for you right now. This time, go easy on yourself. Be the courageous, loving being you are. Breathe into the present moment and allow any anxieties to drop away. Enjoy the journey and stop thinking the future will bring something better. Oh my God, we so needed to hear that right now. It's right about being in the moment and being in the present moment. And it's so hard because we are setting goals in the future, right? When the future arrives, it will be now. Step out of the shadow of your past. All that matters is what you decide to do from this moment. Your life is yours to live in whatever way is meaningful to you. You brought yourself to this life and you are responsible for the quality of it. Trying to understand your reason for coming here will just hold you back. Amen to that. I don't know why I signed up for this. I don't know about you. Just remember, everything you have done was the best thing to do at the time, or you thought it was. As you move forward, you will understand your motives. Experience allows you to better handle crisis. You are now deliberately creating a new chapter in your life. You are such an amazing pioneer. You guys, we are pioneers. We chose to be here. I love that message. It's a perfect message. You are ready to start. So whatever, that new, like, isn't it always the the right card shows up for the right talk that we're having? I love that. I just love how the cards work. They always line up and they always line up with what's going on. And they also start to line up with everybody else within in our community, and we're all saying the same thing. And how wonderful is that? Bringing more positivity into the world. So, anyways, you guys, like I said, this is a great little thing. They have meditations and they have some inspired reflections, and you can do some journal work too with these. They give you some great things to do in them. Anyways, you guys have yourself an amazing new moon in Libra. Be kind, be gentle, be clear in your communication, and when you need to take time, just retreat and take time. It's all good. Have yourself an amazing day. Bye for now.